and welcome back to more Let's Play Tokyo Dark. In the previous episode, we continued the game. Um, I ran into some... Oh. I ran into some issues and then played the game for 30 minutes, knowing that I had 15 minutes extra. That's gonna be a really long episode. But anywho, uh, what happened in the last episode, but we got wrapped up in the Yakuza and they told us that we needed to serve a contract to get information, and then we got to the person and it was the cat cafe lady, and we were like, oh no, we can't do this, so now we're going back empty-handed, but we do have a cat with us. It's Tomo. So we're gonna have to see what happens. I'm also on the PS4 now playing Tokyo Dark Remembrance instead of the PC version, because apparently it's the definitive edition of the game. So let's head on back. And I need to go here, not there. Welcome back. I assume you took care of that little nuisance for me. I didn't have her sign it. I couldn't in good conscience ruin someone else's life like that. Let me explain something to you. If I give you something to do, you don't come back until it's done. What do you think? You're some sort of moral crusader helping out the little guy? What'd she tell you anyway? That she was a small town girl who couldn't keep up with the big old meanies in Tokyo? Put it that way, and I guess I do sound like I'm asking a bit much. Tell you about all the cats that kept escaping? The ones who wandered in nearby businesses? About the heaps of trash that were piling up around the place? If it weren't for me getting people off her back and cleaning up the place, those cats would probably be dead by now. What we have here, Detective, is a trust issue. You were too quick to take the other side because of who I am, or at least who you think I am. Pity, Kazu? Yeah, boss. Take Ito outside and show her what happens when people disappoint me. Be too rough. I don't want a repeat of last time. Oh, leave her face alone. Wait for someone to see a black eye and think she might be worthy of sympathy. Give her jacket here. I like it. It's very chic. You know, my friends tell me when all the police raids are coming. It's pretty handy, really. As a matter of fact, there's one scheduled for tomorrow. Be gone, of course, but if they were to find this jacket, who knows what they'd think? It'd be a pity if someone recognized it. Kazu, escort her out. Good luck finding that stupid little girl. Hold on. Kazu. Ito? Who is this? I guess he's a stowaway from the cat cafe. He is, huh? I see. I love him. Look at his squishy little face. Can't have a detective beating around such a cute little face. What's his name? I think his name is Tomo? Tomo? That's not much of a name for a man, is it? I shall call you Mr. Marshmallow. But the blackmail and beating. Oh, forget it. Really? Oh, good. Oh, Ito, lighten up. You're not a liability unless you start talking to your cop friends. You wouldn't do that, would you? No, they likely wouldn't believe me at this point anyway. My thoughts exactly, so cheer up. How can you stay mad when looking at these big eyes and those little feet? I look at you and I see a woman whose priorities are all wrong. I started that off in the baby talk for the cat. That was, I look at you and I see a woman whose priorities are all wrong, Ito. I don't appreciate what you have. You don't appreciate what you have, only what you're looking for. That is, until you find it. Then what? What's left? That said, I was serious about one thing. If you talk to any cops about my business or affection for cats or anything like that, Kazu might pay a visit to your apartment and pick up where he left off. But who wants to think about the logistics of dismembering and disposing of a detective's body when you've got these little whiskers ripping up against you? Huh, so Chico's right. You do genuinely love cats. So why make her sign a contract that would end with her having to put the cats down? Chico isn't as perfect and cute as she seems. She might love her cats, but she has strange ways of caring for them. She owes me a great debt, and it's my right to collect it. If her cafe shuts down, I'd make sure those cats had a home, but I can't say the same for their owner. Job is about tough decisions, not legal ones like you cops make. In my business, you have to sleep with the choices you make, not leave them at the door when you hand the case over to the courts. Mr. Marshmallow likes being picked up. Aww. He is pretty cute. I'm not sure if you meant for this outcome, but I have to say, you have some guts coming back like you did. You'd be another pushover cop to keep in my pocket. I underestimated you. In doing so, I've given you information on one of my weaknesses. It's funny, really. I spend so much time making sure I'm not seen as the weak woman all these men expect me to be. I don't feel like myself sometimes. Something I'm sure you understand quite well. Tell you what, I'll let you have that one little weakness of mine. It's only fair. I know so many of yours, after all. A different life, maybe we could have been friends. Kazu, stand down for now. Ito, consider yourself lucky. I'll let you keep your jacket tonight. Understood, boss. Alright, forget the Cat Cafe contract. I'll get one of my boys to deal with it later. What is it you wanted again? I wanted to speak to Omega's company president, Higashi, about a girl who signed with his agency. That's right, our missing agency president, one of his many projects. What a despicable little man. I'll tell you now, I had no problem taking control of the business from him. Left him as president to keep a few of his clients happy, a decision I regret now. Where is he? Fortunately, I'm just as in the dark about where he disappeared to as you are, I'm afraid. A deal's a deal, though. While you were out, I got the address of one of his old hideouts and the code to get in. I can't guarantee you'll find anything there, but I said I'd tell you what I knew, and that's what I know. I haven't sent one of your stooges to check it out for you? Stooges. I like you, but don't push it. As I said earlier, me and my men can't afford to be spotted right now, especially in an area getting so much special attention. Special attention? Doesn't Kabukicho get enough attention on its own? Kabukicho is what it is. This isn't Kabukicho. This particular spot got its reputation, and subsequently its extra police patrols a bit more recently. In fact, I hear there's still an ongoing investigation there. I understand you'll be intimately familiar with that area and the incident that happened there. My condolences on the loss of your partner, Detective Tanaka, by the way. All the papers are rushing to make you out to be incompetent, or worse yet, some sort of psychotic killer. Maddening, isn't it? Friend at police headquarters say you two were close. It's no way to lose someone you love. Suppose it's not too much to ask what really happened. Was there really someone there that night? Thanks for the condolences, but what happened that night isn't something I want to discuss right now. Suit yourself. Let's change the subject back to Higashi. Took a bit digging to find that address. Seems he was keeping a second hideout in Shinjuku under a fake name. Now that we know where it is, he probably knows we do. I highly doubt he'd be stupid enough to stay holed up in it. But I also doubt he'd be smart enough to completely clear the place out before he left town either. There's probably something in there that will lead us right to him. Get what you want, then let Kazu know where the slime is so we can straighten him out. Who gets those fantasies of running away out of his head? Code to the door is 11235. It's the only keypad lock on the street. Can't miss it. For what it's worth, I wish you good luck finding your little girl, but remember, you can't save them all, Ayami Ito. Oh, and Ito. Thanks for bringing me Mr. Marshmallow. Being holed up in one place for that last few weeks has been a bit taxing. You know, I remember he loves fresh fish. Fresh fish, huh? Shichiko certainly does have eccentric ideas. Kazu, go pick up sashimi, some sashimi. Right away, boss. Wait, didn't she stop the sashimi deliveries because, it got his bowels going? Oh dear. That's one way to end a conversation with the Yakuza. But it looks like we're on our way back to Shinjuku now. Okay. So I can't visit Butterfly Lounge. I could try and visit Daiso. How are you doing, Daiso? You don't want to talk. Fair enough. Figured I'd try. Jeez. Alright, use keypad. Huh, it worked. Like Kasumi's tip wasn't a lie. Enter we shall. Yeah, I know. Ugh, what a stench. I know that smell. Anyone who's worked homicide long enough knows it. Oh, he probably committed suicide. Or... No, she said she didn't send a goon, and I believe her. I know that there's, like, side quests in the game that you can do, essentially. Or, like Daiso, the girl at the Butterfly Lounge. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. I think it was Maru, but I could be wrong. But I know there's side quests to do that you can do with them. I just don't know how to do them. Side of the lock has been filed off. Seems to be locked. I can't open it. I can't pick the lock, so I guess I'm kicking the door down. Okay, well, never mind. Did nothing but hurt my foot. Oh. What in the heck's up with this body? We're gonna look at this, Oh yeah, to shift between two of them, you have to click L1 and R1. The word Ruby is written on in blood on the wall. I guess I'll look up this corpse, because I don't have anything else better to do. Guess I found Higashi. Damn it. Should have known. Decomposition of the body is pretty far advanced. He must have been here for weeks. Just in the middle of the hallway? Something else is wrong. The internal organs have been disturbed, maybe removed. There's a paper bag with the name Higashi written on it. The same handwriting and type of bag Reina left in the dumpster 2 weeks ago. This wasn't done quickly. She must have stayed here for weeks. That means Kazuki was probably here too. Damn. One of the doors rattling? Yep, it would be that one. Sounds like something is trying to escape from the inside. Rattling stopped. Why? Hello? TV doesn't look like it's been used in years. It's covered by a thick layer of dust. I doubt it even works anymore. Shots of various girls, all of them taken in this room. They don't look like the professional headshots an agency would take. They all look so sad and young. Got a pretty good idea what these pictures were used for, and the types of people they might have been sent to. She was on the front of the magazine that Reina was on, though, so Reina and her were around here at the same time. There's Reina. It was true to think you were kept in a place like this. What happened to you? Huh? Something's happening. You're back early. Oh yeah, that was another thing. A couple of the images that I ran into looked a lot more like, hey, these are like projections. Specifically, it looked like the Collector was a projection, which was interesting. I always assumed he walked into the room with you, but the Collector is actually just a screen that you're looking at, evidently. Yeah, I don't feel well. I think I'll go to bed early tonight. Ruby, don't ignore me. Lately it's been the same excuses over and over. I don't know what you're talking about. Ruby, my sweet little Ruby. You think because the one song was a hit, you could just stop working? That money's all gone, sweetheart. We spent it all trying to get you a record deal. You think it's unfair to eat my food and stay here for free without doing any work? Ruby, hey, stop crying. Stop crying, I'm talking to you. Please, I didn't mean it. I'll do another song. I'll make it up to you. I promise. I just don't want to. That's exactly why I'm setting up all these meetings for you. You make the right impression with these guys and they'll take you places. Speaking of which, I got a call a little while ago from Masa. Know what he told me? He told me you were being a little disagreeable with him last night at his place. You know that he's one of our best clients, don't you? Things he could do for you girls is... well, I shouldn't even need to tell you. I sent you to him because he said there was something special about you. In fact, he said out of all the girls here, he particularly wanted to meet you. I did you a big favor by making that happen. And then you repay my generosity by crying and telling me you don't feel well, or whatever excuse you come up with next. I couldn't, he tried, I don't care what he tried to do. You should have let him. When I took you in, you were vulnerable. Tiny girl who was failing school. But I saw your potential. I could already tell how pretty you'd be when you were older. That's all those men care about. How I look. So what? You think I took you in because of how smart you were? You were an idol. You're supposed to be looked at. Most men would fall over themselves to meet a pretty girl like you. But you ruin it for everyone when you sit there crying. What are you doing? I'm sick of looking like an idiot, Ruby. You made me do this. Oh no. Don't do it. Don't do it. Well, that's a nice song. Noise. Right on. To be fair, she did a really good hit song. It just happened to be a one-hit wonder kind of thing, from what it appears to be. Ooh. Okay, I suppose I'll look away. Yeah, there's nothing else to do here, I guess. I suppose I'll exit. Can I go in the other doors now? Oh, I stopped. Go ahead and enter. Damn it, Ruby. Can't stand to see you like this. You're not gonna feel better staying cooped up in here. Listen, I got you that photo shoot lined up tomorrow. The one with Masa. You even listening? Don't make me go back. I don't want to go out. Let me stay here. What's wrong with you? Please don't make me. I'm afraid to go. As far as I could tell, all you're afraid is success. Falling over myself to make you a star, but you'll never get anywhere if you lock yourself away. What? You not going to say anything? You can't treat me this way. I gave you your name, your music, damn near everything else. Oh, you think you're special, right? Let me break it to you, honey. You're not. There's loads of other girls in this business just like you, and they do what they have to without complaining about it. They understand how important it is to keep clients happy. And I'm sorry, it's not all butterflies and flowers, but you're not some naive little girl anymore. You're a woman now. Hey, Earth to Ruby, I'm trying to give you some advice here, and you're not even listening. Reina, my name is Reina. What'd you just say? Reina? Who's that? Oh yeah, that was the name of some pathetic little foster girl I picked up. You want to go back to being her? Just say the word and I'll throw you out there myself. You think you've got it so bad now. Let's count the seconds between you hitting those streets and ending up back in foster care. Or dead in some gutter. Not so talkative now, are we? Reina? Or is it Ruby? The girl who was successful. The girl who could make it. She would just do what she was fucking told. Sorry. I'm sorry. I lost my temper. You gotta see things my way. You were special, you know that? I see. I saw so much potential in you. Such a beautiful young girl. I wanted to raise you up and show you what life could be. And you rejected me and everything I can offer you. It's a damn shame. You're still pretty, Ruby. So pretty. Not when you mope around. Look, I get it. You're a teenager. You want to cry it out, right? Fine. But when you're done with that, you're going back out there. You think I want to send you to all these little meetings with Masa and guys like him? Rather, you were successful so we didn't have to do that. I'm on your side. If you work harder, you wouldn't have to do things like that. Stop crying. You're not a child anymore. I just want to go home. Home? Where do you think you are? You are home. This is as good as it's getting for you. Tomorrow you're going to go with Masa and do whatever the hell he tells you to do. You'll stop crying and start making some money. Maybe it was a mistake to think you'd end up being special. Turns out you're just another disappointment. Another whore. Jesus Christ. This is rough, buddy. There's something lying on the mattress. This is a newspaper article dated October 24th, 2004. The article is a one-hit wonder Ruby commits suicide. That can't be. That was over 10 years ago. Her real name was withheld from the press, but her picture is there. According to the article, Higashi went to her room and found it locked. He called to her, but she didn't answer. Thought she must have been tired, he said. She'd been working hard on a new song. He forced the door when he noticed the smell, and then he found her hanging from the rafters. She hung herself almost 2 days before. Probably in this room. There's more. Though Mr. and Mrs. Higashi had adopted her years before, Ruby was not made to work and love being an idol more than anything in the world. The song Look For Me will go on sale again this month, with all proceedings going to various suicide prevention charities. I've read enough. The sadness that's in this room is the same awful feeling I felt in the sewers. Is it Reina's? Is this what I was supposed to see? Alright, one more, I guess. Oh, this door never opened. Can I not go down the middle one? Guess not. Fair enough. Middle door never opened. I feel sick. That monster. How many girls did Higashi pass around and abuse before she murdered him? And Reina. She looked the same as she does now. 16 years old. A child. Higashi had her locked up. She tried to take back control the only way she thought she could. Except, she came back. All that pain and suffering came back with her. When I was in that room, I could feel it like it was my own. Not the first time I felt it. Dark was seeped in it. As soon as I realized it, it was like the air changed. I sense a pulse now, like a heartbeat following me. It's not enough. The mask could help me find the door, and I could feel the dark. The path still isn't open to me. What am I missing? That tells me it has to do with Common Kai. The only one alive who knows about that is the old Kawana woman. She has to tell me what happened. Okay, fair enough. So we'll go back and talk to the Kawana woman. Back to Kamakura. Old Kawana woman, I knock no more. You will answer my questions. I told you to stay away from my family. Don't drag my grandchildren into this any more than you already have. Stay back. I have questions about the Common Kai, the group your daughter and son-in-law were a part of. You're the only one alive who'd remember. Common Kai? I don't know anything about it. Leave me alone. Grandma, enough. Listen to yourself. You even realize you're lying anymore? Takashi told us everything. And you, Ito, just because this investigation's important to you doesn't give you the right to barge in here. Mai, your grandma and I need to talk. If it upsets you, maybe you should go. No, I'm not going anywhere. This is the house I grew up in. It's as much as mine as it is my grandma's. If you have something to say, you can say it in front of me. A little while ago, I found out my parents died in some cult. No one even knows why. I think hearing this was easy for me. I want to help you, Ito, but all the deceit and lies are starting to hurt people. What I'm chasing is so much worse. Tell that to the poor man at the station. He's in the hospital now, terrified out of his wits. People aren't here to be used for information and thrown away while you move on. They have lives too. Bringing up the past can hurt. Surely you, of all people, understand that. I do, but ignoring the past won't make it go away. There's unfinished business from the Common Kai that needs to be taken care of. But what's left to talk about? Everyone's dead, right? Mai, I promise to talk to you about all this later. For now, let me and the detective talk. Go on, you were cooking us dinner, weren't you? Alright, we'll talk about it later. I'll be in the other room if you need me. So you found me out. Now that Mai knows, I suppose there's no point in keeping it a secret any longer. Truth is, my daughter never would have joined the Common Kai if it weren't for me. I convinced her and her husband to join. I was already a member. The time I joined, my husband had left me, and I'd lost my job, suddenly leaving me a single, unemployed mother who could barely support her daughter. It's when Tokimasa found me and told me the society that stigmatized and shunned me was a fiction, a great machine to be fought, and that my very soul was at stake. Of course, he used me as he did everyone else. I desperately wanted to hear that my struggles weren't my fault. Common Kai stole everything from me, my youth, my mind, and my child. And then one day in 1996, they all died. The cause of death was buried, and no autopsies were performed. Or if they were hidden. Why? Simple, the government didn't care about some dead cultists in the woods and covered it up so the papers wouldn't sensationalize their deaths. That's it? After everything I've found, you expect me to believe that? 12 people died that day, and no one knows why. What happened? Tell me the truth. You want to know what happened so badly? Fine, I'll tell you. They died for nothing, following in the footsteps of a madman who believed life was an illusion. As word of other compounds and groups being raided spread, Tokimasa began warning us that the end was near. He believed the world was collapsing, and it was time for him and his followers to abandon the flesh and find purity among the gods. My Emiko, she didn't die from some conspiracy. She chose death because she no longer had an anchor to reality. It was my fault. Beyond that, I don't know what happened to them. No, you do know something. The report says that after the officers cleared the bodies, they found the mask. Same one you handed to me 6 months ago. That's... Tokimasa always kept it to himself, saying it granted him sight into the realm of the kami. I needed it. I don't understand it. It allowed us to see strange things of people who were gone. Guru was a fool, a fake, but the mask was real. It's a rumor that the cult members were killed by one of their own. Surely you didn't... No, you don't understand. I would never kill my own child. I didn't take the mask. It was given to me. One day a man, some journalist or such, showed up at my door carrying the mask. I couldn't believe it. I begged him for it, and he stood there smiling at me. His eyes were like none I'd ever seen. Strange. All he wanted to exchange for the mask was a picture of Emiko. Ah, it must have been the collector. When I joined the cult, I was forced to give up my possessions and only had one left, but I gave it to him nevertheless. Thought if I had the mask, I could find her, that maybe she would forgive me. As soon as I had it in my hands, my mind opened. I could hear her voice. So you went to the sewer chasing after her, thinking you could save her. Sakashi told you that as well, did he? Yes, it's true. Emiko was crying out to me, begging me to find her and free her from a dark place. I would have given anything to hold her in my arms again and plead for her forgiveness. I don't care if you believe me or not. It's like Kazuki was calling out to me. I do believe you. Probably some of the few people left alive who know what the mask is capable of. If you really thought it'd help you find her, then why'd you give it to me? Because I was wrong. At first, I only followed whispers, then I found myself in a strange labyrinth, chasing after her shade. Then days bled together. I lost track of my grandchild, children, the shrine. It was an illusion. No matter how hard I tried, I never found her. I only became more and more disconnected from the world around me, descended into madness. I was being used again, just as Tokimasa had used me so many years before. I tried getting rid of it, throwing it away, burning it. None of it worked. It always came back. When I did, the visions and whispers only got worse. So I put it out of my mind and tried as best I could to live a life of solitude and ignore the screams of my daughter. Then you came. When you did, the mask was screaming out in voices I'd never heard before. I thought it was a sign, so I gave it to you. Didn't even have time to breathe a sigh of relief before I heard a gunshot ring out. No one else ran. I was the only one who knew that sound for what it was. I thought the mask was punishing me once again by taking Mai away from me. Instead, it had passed tragedy to another. Sorry. Perhaps the knowledge of the mask should die with us. There is one other person who knows about the mask, a girl named Reina. Does that name mean anything to you? No, I don't know anybody by that name. Expect me to know everyone who's been touched by the mask? No, but you were involved with a group that worshipped it. Are you sure you're telling me everything? Yes. What good will accusing an old woman do? Unless you're chasing someone too. Must be it. I told me you lost someone, your partner in the police, is that right? If I'm right, then I suggest you stop your search. The place I was shown by the mask was not meant for the living. Barely escaped with my life. Stop while your mind and body remain intact. What if I told you there was another option? What other option? Months since I met you, I've had some time to examine the ancient texts in the shrine. As the mask got further away, it loosened its grip on my mind. I knew it would someday make its way back to me, so I became determined to find a way to protect myself and my grandchildren from its influence. The darkness of the common Kai and their ritual object are but manipulations used to sever our connection with what is truly divine. The mask breeds darkness. Dark forces can invade all manners of living and non-living things, driving them to violence or death. That which is evil cannot be used or tolerated. Must be destroyed. It's the only way to save us from its grip. Destroy the mask? I thought you just said it couldn't be done. Not physically. Grandma, is everything alright? I overheard you talking about that mask again. Yes, dear, but you needn't worry. In fact, it's good you're here, as this talk involves you. You've trained in exorcism and purification rituals for quite some time, haven't you? Such a ritual would purify the mask and turn it into a mere piece of wood, given we gather the right materials, of course. Can't tell from the look in your eye, but you think me to be senile, but I'm quite serious. Even modern rituals have ancient roots, and with enough conviction, they are still capable of great power. Before I was content to die as long as the mask didn't hurt my children. I was too feeble to do what was necessary myself. But now seeing you here, I see a second chance to do what is right. If you truly do know what the mask is, then you must help me destroy it. Slow down, I didn't come here to involve in some ritual or exorcism or whatever you call it. I want the truth about the common Kai, which you still haven't given me. You're a stubborn one, aren't you? So be it. I can see there is only one way to change your mind. The only traces of what happened that day would be at the common Kai compound itself. Records of its location are lost and were never made public, but I know where it is. What's the catch? Go there, search for your truth, see what worshipping the mask has wrought. When you return, you'll help me destroy it. What makes you so confident I'll change my mind? I went back once, years ago. In all honesty, I'm not sure why. Perhaps it reminded myself of my sins. What I saw and felt in that place, I was tainted by darkness and death. Those two things are all the mask will bring you. There is something else. I had a feeling you'd say that. Heavy, unnatural air I felt when I returned to the compound. The same stench, the same quality of the tunnels where I searched for Emiko. Sounds like a superstition to me. So what exactly is it that you want in exchange for the information? I believe the energy of the mask and that place are linked. I need to bring something back from there. Anything. Might help in the ritual. Looking for the truth will not bring you peace, detective. Purifying the mask very well might. Remember that. Compound is the forest of Okigahara. Okigahara? Hey, that's the Suicide Forest. Suicide Forest? What a dreadful name. Though I suppose those woods have seen their fair share of tragedy and death. Ito, you can't just go charging in there. It's dangerous. What if you get lost? GPS doesn't work in there. And you heard even compasses won't point north. Not only that, but well, a lot of people go there to die. I think you should go. You keep talking about that mask like it's some evil spirit causing you pain, but I think the pain you're feeling isn't caused by a mask. It's just you. Maybe many nights after the girl died in the shrine, I had nightmares. Every corner I went around, I thought I'd see her there. It wasn't a ritual charm that made me better, though. I just stopped listening to the fear. I confronted it. You took me to see Takashi. That was the first time I'd left Kamakura since April. It's embarrassing to admit it, but I was scared. Yeah, Takashi telling me all that stuff about Mom and Dad was scary, but it was the truth. I wasn't hiding from some demon I'd invented myself. Anyway, I know you not listen to me, but I don't think you should put yourself in danger just so you keep chasing your demons. Maybe you're right, but some demons have a way of spreading to others. Seeing the Common Kai compound is something I have to do. Well, it's your choice, but Okigahara is huge. How are you going to find one compound? Well, makes a good point. It's been a long time. Sure you remember where it is? Of course I do. I know what you two must think of me, but I'm not senile. It's a hike away from a bus stop on the outskirts of Narusawa. We used to go into town occasionally for supplies. Several miles from the bus stop, there's a clearing and a pathway. They're used time to time by the Forest Service. I'll draw you a map before you leave. Continues for quite some time, and eventually it'll be locked off. Keep going forward and don't turn back or leave the path. Forest can play tricks on you. Supposing the path is still there, it seems pretty incredible to me that the compound would have been left alone all these years. This still stands. After all, why would they bother go and dismantle it? Go search for whatever truth you think you'll find, but be careful, detective. Do what must be done and leave. Staying there is dangerous. If that once you enter the place and feel the energy I did, you'll have the sense to see what I never could. You understand, don't you? The mask must be purified. Depends on what I find. Don't be a fool. Finding out what happened that day will change nothing. You're being haunted by your past, chasing phantoms as I once did. When you enter those dark places, you leave pieces behind. Purify it. Stop this whole thing while you're still whole. I'll begin preparation for the ceremony regardless. I see her out. It's been 35 minutes. I need to stop. It's just the cutscene kept going. Actually, I'll go ahead and wrap this up here. Pick up from right this second. So, thank you all for watching. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next episode where we're going to go to the Common Kai compound and maybe begin purifying the mask. I can't remember all that was involved with it, but I do know the original ending I got when I first played through the game was the mask purification ending. So it might be interesting to try and do a different type of ending, because if I remember right, I didn't quite get to learn everything through the mask purification ending that I would have liked. And I think actually going to the dark might have actually given me more. Like, I think it was a decent ending, but I think I would have gotten more out of actually exploring the mask more. So, we'll see. I haven't quite decided yet, but thank you all for watching, and I will see you all then.